Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, I'm Bonnie, Old Souled Mermaid. And on this channel, we look at tarot. And basically we do unboxings, reviews, look at my deck collection, but also we are starting to discuss tarot topics. But today's video is an unboxing of a fairly new Kickstarter deck. And I did allude to this deck in one of my videos last week, and that video was titled No More Kickstarter and why I'm not going to be backing Kickstarters for a while. And this deck is primarily the reason why. Not the only reason, but my experience with this deck. And I will say it's no fault of the creator. She was Actually, the production of the deck happened very quickly from the end of the funding period. The deck was produced very quickly. Where the hiccups came was in shipping, which of course she has no control with. But there was one thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way that I mentioned in that other video. And that was the fact that she had already given this deck for some top YouTubers to review before her actual backers, people who had paid for the deck, got their deck. And it is about 52 days now that I received the initial shipping announcement email that my deck was on the way to me, and I think from China, and I still have not received that deck. Yeah, it's been about 52 days. Now, I finally reached out to her last week and I said, look, I need my deck. And luckily, she kept a few extras. I know I wasn't the only one. And I was reached out to by another person on that Kickstarter video that I did, that she also, she got hers already, but we were in the same boat. We were contacting the creator on the Kickstarter, message page and whatnot. And yeah, it was kind of a harrowing experience because we did believe in the deck. We backed it, and I know there's been a couple of people who've gotten the deck who did not back it, did not pay for it, did not believe in it, but they got it because they have top channels, and that's great. I don't begrudge anybody their success on their channels, just that the creator could have waited maybe a little bit before she gifted those decks. But in any case, this is the Lonely Dreamer Tarot by Melissa Wotherspoon. And this is very well taped up. She is the creator of the Lowrider, the Dachshund Tarot, if you are familiar. And she has a couple of Lenormand decks also. And one, I think, just got out of its funding period. The other one has been around for a little while. So the deck is finally here. Yay! I don't think I'll ever see that original deck that was sent out to me. One thing she did that was good, the little extras, the Kickstarter extras, were mailed well in advance. And, that's why I say the shipping was not her fault. She sent out these little Kickstarter extras. I got them a long time ago, but not my deck. So let's look at the extras just really quick, because they're all nice in a nice little pink envelope. And these were some of the things that we got in the campaign for being a backer. We got a really cute little thank you card, Tarot Doxies. She's into her dachshunds, and I can relate with that. I have 2 dachshunds of my own. Beautiful, beautiful bookmark. And there's a quote by the artist that this deck, whose art was used for it, Odilon Redon, French artist. True art lies in a reality that is felt. Beautiful. I think it's almost too beautiful to use. And this is a card, I believe. It's one of the depictions, the moon card in the deck. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And another postcard. So, as we just look at the gorgeousness of these cards, I will tell you this deck is not available right now. I think at the end of everything, she put up 59 decks in her Etsy store and they have sold out. But she did announce that she's going to do another printing in 2021. That's all she said. There will be another iteration with some changes to the deck, and that will happen in 2021. So if you're going to be sticking with me with this walkthrough, know that all is not lost. If you truly love this deck, this is gorgeous. The deck will be available in 2021. Oh, I know this painting. I think it's supposed to be seen this one. I think this one is called The Birth of Venus, something to that effect. Yeah. So gorgeous, gorgeous little extras, and I'm very grateful for those. Now, and also to be aware, if you have this deck or maybe want to get it eventually, she did announce that she is working on a oracle deck to go with this deck with the same artist. So let's read the back. Odilon Redon was a troubled child, misunderstood by his parents, and sent to live a solitary childhood with his uncle. Young Odilon would seek out the shadows and sit in darkness or spend hours gazing at the passing clouds. In this way, a vibrant inner world grew, and Odilon Redon transcribed these visions into art, explored here through the lens of tarot. Odilon Redon, the Lonely Dreamer. That's beautiful. And we're going to get in. If I knock this, I apologize in advance, but we are zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. Okay. Beautiful box, and here's a quote from the artist. I have placed there a little door opening to the mysteries. Lonely Dreamer Tarot, the floral, it's so beautiful, like dried flowers, and it's a beautiful matte box with a magnetic opening. And let's look inside. This is fantastic. It's so beautiful. Stained glass. And another quote, while I recognize the necessity for a bias of observed reality, true art lies in the reality that is felt. Now, I will tell you a little bit what I know about the artist. He was from a wealthy family. He was born in Bordeaux, France. Let's look at the inside. Oh, another quote. I await joyous surprises while working, an awakening of the materials that I work with and that my spirit develops. A truly beautiful production. Beautiful. What I know of this artist is French, from wealthy parents, born in Bordeaux, France, in I think the 1860s. He studied to make his family happy. He studied to be an architect, but he failed his final exams. He did fight in the Franco-Prussian War when he was about 30 and developed PTSD. And then he took up painting more seriously. He'd always done art, but he took it up more seriously. His first paintings were charcoal and dark pastels, And then as he got, you know, at first he started with the science-based art of the, you know, the naturalists and naturalism. But then after the war and dealing with his PTSD, he started studying different philosophies and Buddhism, and his paintings took a change. A lot of them became brighter, got a little bit more soft, and you can see with this card the Buddhist influence, the bright colors that were brought into his art later on. So with that, these are a linen finish, which would make you riffle shufflers very happy. And look at the gorgeousness of this. I'm going to put the book to the side of these backings. Looks like a beautiful rug, doesn't it? Beautiful. The cards are not edged, but oh my gosh. Okay, let's look. They're cut pretty evenly. Just had to take a quick look. All right, so let's get into it. And I'm just looking in my viewfinder to see if you have a pretty good view. Maybe if I move back a little bit and tilt this. Can I get down a little further? Move back. I just really want you to see these cards. This is the Fool. So there's been, of course, his art is going to be the focal point, but of course there's going to be digital manipulation to, you know, probably a lot in the suits. I know some of his art. I don't know every single painting. The Magician. Now I do know that some of this, like he has as a signature in one period of his art, you know, floating heads. And I think this is part of it, you know, not attached to anything as a part of his art. And if you can see that. His art was, yeah, there's different periods where his art was darker, going up just a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful High Priestess. The Empress. And I do think that this is hanging in an art gallery like this. I think it's like this, but it works this way too. The Emperor. And he is from the group of artists that after the naturalists, there were the symbolists. And, you know, where the naturalists took a more objective view in their art, realism, the symbolists have a more subjective take on their art. The Hierophant. I love this Hierophant card. It doesn't give me the triggers that I usually, you know, have with Hierophant cards. The Lovers. The Chariot. Strength. I'm going to move these off. The Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. I hope you can see it with my little iPhone 8 Plus camera, the texture that is coming out. I hope you can, but just take my word for it if you can't. There is texture jumping out of some of these cards. Justice. The Hanged Man. Death. I love the beauty and the juxtaposition of the beauty and color with the bleakness that we often attribute, you know, with death. But what can come afterwards? You know, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, you know, when our bodies turn to dust, they, you know, sometimes there's growth that happens, excuse me, to the earth. Temperance. Beautiful pastel. I think he did use a lot of pastels in his art. The Devil. I love the light and shade in these cards. The Tower. And of course this lightning is added in. The Star, and I think she's probably manipulated a couple of pictures together. I don't know if there's anything in the book. We'll take a look. The Star, this is beautiful. The Moon. And I've seen this moon used in another deck, and it escapes me, but, or something very similar to that face. The Sun. No naked babies, y'all. Judgment. The World. And now we're going to the Suit of Wands. So you can see where it's been digitally manipulated, you know, to correspond with the suits. But, you know, so far I'm seeing a very good job. If you are a newbie, at least have even minimal experience with the RWS, you know, it looks like you could definitely read with these cards, with this deck. Again, texture is jumping out. Three of Wands, and now the Four of Wands. And I will say, one of the pictures of this face just kind of creeps me out a little bit. His head looks like it's split open there. I don't know. But I do love the card. I love the little angel playing the viola right there. But you definitely get, you don't have to work hard to get the meanings of the cards, especially if you're even just a little bit familiar with the RWS. Five of Wands. I love this Five of Wands. Look at all the faces watching. Are they going to be participants in this battle or competition? Again, the Six of Wands. We've got the crowd, the faces, viewing this person's success. Or these are the people that helped him reach his success. The Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. Now, I would say this is reminiscent of his early art. Oh, and there are two Eight of Wands because some people do have a thing about spiders. So I don't. That's not one of my phobias. Mine is more with mice and rats. Spiders don't bother me too much. And I'm in Texas, and we get some pretty big ones here, but you can pick which one. And I really don't know which one I'm going to pick. I like both, actually. Maybe it'll be, this one will be in the fall and winter months, and this one will be in the deck for the spring and summer. I don't know. This is gorgeous. The 9 of Wands. Now you don't see the 9 wands surrounding this figure, but you do get, even with the 1 wand, and then you've got the title. That looks like a 9 of Wands. The 10 of Wands. Again, I believe more reminiscent of his earlier art. The Page of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Oh, these blues are gorgeous. The Queen of Wands. The King of Wands. I love this. I love the thoughtful expression in his face. Oops. Ace of Cups. This is a beautiful Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. That is gorgeous. Oh, ooh, the 3 of Cups. We've got some body diversity here. Four of Cups. The 5 of Cups. I like that. The 6 of Cups. Now this was the bookmark. We've got maybe a little bit of race diversity here. You're not going to find a lot of it in a deck like this because of when it was done, and what kind of, you know, it's not naturalistic on the whole, more symbolic. 7 of Cups. 8 of Cups. So you're not going to see a lot of age diversity either, but you know, I knew that, and I don't really expect it in a deck like this. With, oh look, we've got some diversity here. 9 of Cups. Beautiful 10 of Cups. I do love the font, how you can read it clearly, even me with my bad eyes, and but it's unobtrusive. Page of Cups. That's a very sweet Page of Cups. And you see the floating head up here looking up at him. I don't know if you can see that. The Knight of Cups. It's was it a centron playing, looks a little bit tall to be a cello. String bass. Love it. Oh my gosh, look at this queen. See, this one gives me all the feels with the blues and the greens and the yellows and just kind of that water energy. And the King of Cups. Now we're into the swords. I'm a cups girl, but I identify a lot with the 2 and the 8 of swords. Those are my cards, and that's what I look for in a deck, those 2 cards. Yes, and I do like the 2 of swords here. She's not blindfolded, but you know, you get the same energy. Again, I love this depiction of the 3 of swords. Not the traditional stab, dripping blood heart. I love it when artists can give you the same feeling and energy for the traditional RWS for some of the more controversial cards, but they give you the same energy but in a different way. The 4 of swords. The 5 of swords. Very dark card. There looks to be a little sphinx and some type of angel in the background. Traditional 6 of swords, but it is gorgeous. Look at the light. It looks like I'm shining a light underneath the card. Doesn't it? It's fantastic. The 7 of swords. Ooh, I like that it's an angel sneaking off with the swords. Again, texture is jumping off the cards. I love the 8 of swords. And look, there's a shadowy figure right there. I don't know if you can see it. I do love the light and shade of this deck. I really do. 9 of swords. And the 10 of swords. The Page of Swords. Now there's a figure here. It took me a little while to pick it out. There's a face there, but then there's another face down here. This is his arm, and then there's the sword, and he's an angel. But there's another personage beneath him, maybe guiding him on his new journey. The Knight of Swords. The Queen of Swords. Almost like a Lady Godiva vibe here. She looks to be unclothed, long hair, but she looks powerful. This is interesting for the King of Swords. This dark card, but it does have the pops of colors with the stars and the butterflies. The Ace of Pentacles. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Two of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles. Again, different depiction, but you get the same energy of the traditional RWS. Again, I reiterate that a beginner someone fairly new to tarot could definitely work with this deck. If you want something, if the RWS doesn't jive with you, if you're not getting it, this is definitely a deck that you could try to use. If you want that kind of old world feel with a bit more whimsy, abstract, Four of Pentacles, but it's not so abstract that you can't get the meaning of the cards. The Five of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. I love this. You guys, look at the colors. I really hope that my phone is getting this. If it's not, y'all are going to just have to take my word and look at this with the Eight of Pentacles together. Look at this. Gorgeous. Gorgeousness. The Nine of Pentacles. Again, I like the juxtaposition, the Nine of Pentacles. Usually it's a very bright card in a tarot deck, but it gives you the light and shade maybe of the situation of being safe, but are you in a more of a gilded cage? Sometimes a gilded cage, sometimes a beautiful garden, you know, depending how you read the card, how it shows up in a reading, what cards are around it. Ten of Pentacles. I love the beautiful world outside that window. Page of Pentacles. Here I'm getting some new growth. The Knight of Pentacles. A little bit more dramatic than I view the Knight of Pentacles, but I'll take it. It's a gorgeous iteration. The Queen of Pentacles. Look how beautiful. I'd say from her close, I don't know, late Victorian, early Edwardian period. Nine of Pentacles. Ah, the Dreamer. So there's some extra cards in here. Yes, I forgot about that. All right, so this was a postcard, the Dreamer. And the Seeker. This is on the cover of the book. I like to read about these. And this is what I told you, reminiscent of his signature early on with the floating heads. The Guardian Spirit. I do love that. L'Ombre. And there's no title to this one. It's just an extra card. I'll have to see if they say anything in the book. So let's quickly look at the book. Oh my gosh, you guys. Right, so it's a nice matte, and it is definitely a little white book. It's very thin, but so we'll see what we get. We do get a table of contents. Excuse me. Introduction about Redon, how to use this deck, the major arcana, the suit of wands. So it goes on about the suits. I don't think it has any spreads. It does not. So it just gives you information about the cards and a little bit about his, the artist. Yeah, it does say he was influenced by Hinduism, Judaism, Buddhism, Christianity, and Japonism. And he embraced diverse cultures, as we saw in the deck. Yeah. Okay. And how to use this deck. And then she goes right into the cards. Now, I'm curious to see if she has the extra cards. Anything for the extra cards. And it does not appear that she does. Let me see if it's at the end of the majors. No. I would have liked some writing about those extra cards, and I'll have to look back and see if there's a PDF, an extra PDF. That maybe is offered about, you know, that goes with these extra cards, because I think they are beautiful, and they could, you know, the Seeker could be used instead of the Fool, I guess. I like this Guardian Spirit, and this one is unnamed, but it's beautiful. Be used as an altar card. Okay. Let's zoom up a little bit. Just to... I think this is pretty much standard tarot size. I'm just going to split it. I'm not really a riffle shuffler. See, even a regular size deck, I have a hard time getting my hands around. But yeah, oh yeah, very, very gorgeous. Easy to shuffle, and as far, yeah, it's going to be easy to overhand as well. Once you work them in, they're going to be able to slide easily. You notice, if you notice in the card, the corners have a very small rounded corner instead of the more rounded corners in most decks, but I like it. It just is something different. Okay, first impressions. The petty part of me almost didn't want to love it. I know. And I don't know why I felt that way. It's my human failings. Jealousy, maybe, because I saw everybody getting theirs and whatnot. But, and again, I will reiterate again, it is no fault of the creator. She did a fantastic job with production. Like I said, the production of this deck happened super, super fast. Got all my beautiful little extras like within like a couple of weeks, it seemed, from the funding, the ending of the funding portion of the campaign. So I don't know. It's just one of those unhappy circumstances where there was a fluke and I did not get my deck. And I don't think I'll ever see that original deck. Lucky for me, and I am so grateful she held on to some extras, that I was able to get this deck, because just touching it and looking at these images, I know it will not appeal to everyone, but it certainly does to me. Now, I'm very curious, you know, how it will read. Because of the colors in this deck and the feel of this deck, I'm filming this on September 1st. I am going to use this deck for most of the month, if not all the month. It's just got that, because it has the light pastels, you know, but it has also fall colors. I think it's a good deck for September because, you know, we're still technically in summer, but we're segueing into fall. I think it's 22nd that is the first day of fall. So yes, bang up job. I love it. Oh my gosh. It's just, it's giving me the feels, you guys. It really is. Like I said, I'm sorry it's not available at this moment, but it will be. And she's had, you know, the creator has, the artist is dead, but the creator has reached out to me and, you know, asked me if that first deck ever shows up, if I would send it back so she could give it to somebody. I guess there's a lot of people that are asking for it who really wanted it. And once they became aware of it, it is super gorgeous. And I said I would if she would pay for the shipping back, because she's in Canada and, you know, shipping is a lot. So this will be available sometime next year, so be on the lookout. She has an Etsy store. This is Melissa Wotherspoon. You can find her other decks. Her Instagram is Tarot Doxies. You can see her Etsy shop. She's under Painter Spoon. So be on the lookout. Follow her for information about when this deck is going to be reprinted in 2021. And I think she said there were going to be some changes. And also, there is going to be an Oracle deck, which will probably be produced first. So be on the lookout for that if this is in your wheelhouse. So let me know what you think, everyone. I am transfixed. I am very happy to have this in my collection. And like I said, I will check back with you with this deck, how the readings were early next month, because this is going to be my deck for the month, most of the month, if not all the month, because I think it's a good summer, fall transitional deck, just from what I've seen with the colors. And yeah. Look at that. So that's all for now. I'll be back with another video, either a tarot topic or an unboxing. And thank you for sticking with me if you are still with me. And hit a like, subscribe, notification bell if you found any value to this video. I would certainly appreciate it. I'm very small, and I would just like people to be able to see decks like these on my channel. So thank you very much, and I will be back. See you real soon.